Hey, what's up? Welcome back. In this episode, you're going to learn all about sending emails when we first receive a comment on our blog posts. So we're going to talk about sending emails today. We actually went over sending email in a previous couple episodes. So if you are curious about sending with SendGrid, you can head over and take a look at those. Today, we're just going to use Letter Opener, and we want to get the process for sending some outbound emails when comments happen on our blog. So what we're going to do here is we're going to say RailsG mailer. We're going to call it the comment mailer, I think. And we're just going to have, a message that's sent to the author of the blog post when they receive a post or when they receive a comment. And then maybe we'll also in the future send an email to the author of a comment when the comment is replied to. So when we generate a mailer, it gives us a couple different things. So first we get a mailer class. We also get this view for the mailer, and that's where we can write our html.erb templates for the HTML versions of the views. We can also write text versions of the views. That'll be sort of when we send a multi-part email, it'll have the HTML version and the text version. So let's just open up this comment mailer really quick and take a look at what we've got. So right now it starts out as empty. We can go over to application mailer, which is sort of the parent class here, and we can see that by default, we are coming from @example.com, and we're using the default mailer layout. And I think that's an okay from address for now, but I think in practice, when we send mail about a post or comment, we actually want to be a little bit clever about the from address or the in reply to. And so we're going to just take a look at how we might just really quickly send, a new comment message. And that's going to be to the author, like the blog post author. So it might take in a user and then maybe their post or something. And then maybe even the comment. I don't know, maybe we get in the user and the new comment. And then we want to send this message. So we're going to use the mail method here, and we're going to send this to user.email. And the subject is going to be just like a new comment on your post. And then the content or the body is actually going to be rendered by the view. So we're going to just store the comment in an instance variable here, comment. And then we will go over to our views for the comment mailer, and we'll add a new comment.html.erb template for the view. And here we'll just say H1, congrats, or like, hey, or heads up. Someone commented on your post. And it would be nice if we included the content of the comment. So we'll just say @comment.content. And that should get us somewhat started. We'll need to play around with this and test it out. But what I wanted to do before we get too far is actually install this gem called Letter Opener. So we're going to open up our gem file, go down to development mode and say gem Letter Opener. And we will bundle install to install that. And this letter opener gem is super handy. It allows us to test sending emails in test mode. So we want to go to development, to our development environment and like the settings in here, and go down to our mailer settings. Okay, yeah, so delivery method is letter opener and perform deliveries is true. So we need to set these two options in config environments development.rb. And now let's see if we can fire up our Rails server. And then from the Rails console, let's try to actually send one of these messages. So we're going to call the comment mailer.new comment. So we're going to say comment mailer.new comment. And these are class methods. So they're like class methods directly on the class. They're not instance methods for user.last. And let's say the comment is going to be comment.last. And that should create a new mail object. But in order to actually send the mail object, we have to say deliver now or deliver later. We'll just say deliver now. And here we see in the browser, we see this new browser window popped open. We can see a lot of information about the email that would have been sent. So we can see that it's from @example.com, and it's about a new comment on your new post. Here's our H1, and then this was the actual comment or the actual content that was in the comment that was posted. So what we want to do is when we receive a new comment on a post, we want to fire off this email. So let's grab onto this code that we used, the comment mailer, new comment, deliver now. And we'll go over to our comments controller. And when we create a new comment here, so if we were able to successfully save it, so let's say if we save, then we want to do this. So the user is actually going to be the author of the post. So we want to say author is equal to like at comment.post.user, I think. Let's see. Post. Yeah, that makes sense. And then so this is going to be author, and then the comment is going to be at comment. And we will say deliver now. Now we might want to do something where we don't actually send this email if the author is the same as the author of the comment. So if author does not equal at comment.user, that way we're not sending an email message to ourselves every time we comment on our own posts. Maybe we'll just be like replying to someone else commenting on our post. Okay, so this should be sending the email message. We're going to deliver now. In practice, you want to deliver later and use a background processing, but for now we're just going to use deliver now, and that should be fine. So now, if we go over to our application here, and we pull up a post, and we say, let's create a new comment on this post. This is a new comment that should fire an email. I can't remember. Okay, so we're logged in as Wave at CJAV I don't actually remember who the author of this post is, but we will just submit this comment. And hey, look at that. We got a new email. So this was to cjavilla@gmail.com. So the author of the post must have been CJ Avila. Now we're able to receive comments or email messages and email notifications when someone comments on our post. Now, what about the case where we're going to where we're going to reply to another comment, right? Because we can technically reply here. So let's see, does a reply also fire an email? And we will say submit. Holy moly, look at that. It just works by default. That's so cool. Okay, so there's a couple things we might want to change though, right? So there's this feature of some email services, like this is an email message from Airbnb. We have this Airbnb that we host, and when a guest writes in some content, we have the ability to reply directly to that comment on Airbnb by replying to the email. And so one thing that's really common is enabling the ability to have someone reply from their email to a comment or to some message directly, so that people don't have to install mobile apps sometimes, or they don't have to go directly to Airbnb, or they don't have to go directly to the site. This is also common for like working with Git. There's a bunch of other tools that do this that we might want to emulate. But the idea is that like if you receive a comment or you receive a blog post, I think even maybe Reddit might do this too. Like you want to be able to reply directly to it from the email. And so the way that works is the content of the email address. So if we look at the original here, the content of the email has a reply to, and the reply to has like a pretty name, but then it also has like this email address where there's some unique identifier. Oh my gosh, this one almost looks like it says whoa, that's kind of cool. It has this unique identifier, and it's the domain is a subdomain that's reply at, but what really matters is being able to use this identifier to look up the thread or whatever, the blog post or the comment that was sent to you, in order to make it so that you can reply, and so that your reply will be associated with that content on the original site. So what I wanted to do was just update our mailer so that the from address, when we are sending these emails about comments, so the from address is has enough data encoded in it so that we could reply directly to the email and have that reply show up either directly on the post or directly on the comment that it's in response to, or in the reply that it's in response to. So what I think makes most sense is to have this come from from something like comment dash and then maybe the ID of the comment. You probably want maybe at like reply.example.com. In practice, you probably want to use some like obfuscated key or some random ID that's associated with the comment instead of some numeric ID so that people couldn't use like an auto increment attack or something here, but this should be fine. So the email address will actually look something like comment-12@reply.example.com, right? And then we'll be able to use this 12 and we'll know that it's a comment, so we can like look up the comment with number 12 and reply directly to that comment. I thought about maybe having like the post ID in here, post like maybe comment 12, post 1 or something. That way we can know exactly which post it was in reply to. But I think if you think about it, like the only time we're going to want to receive an email is if there's a comment happening on our post or on our comment. We don't actually care necessarily if it is if it's a new post that we want to add a comment to. It's like a completely separate use case. So I think this is going to be fine, 12@reply.example.com. And then, yeah, I think that should work. That should work great. So let's give this another little whirl here, and we will say we're going to add a new comment, another comment. How's that from address look? Okay, click submit. All right, and now check out that from address. Now we have comment-30@reply.example.com. So if we were to reply to this email and had some sort of tool to ingest the email address or like the inbound email, we could extract this ID and then use that ID to look up the comment and then use the content of the reply to post a new reply to that comment directly. So yeah, this is kind of how you might send email as the result of receiving a post on or a comment. Now, one thing I'm thinking about is, are these comments, or I'm sorry, are the replies actually working as expected? So these were added by Wave at CJAV Dev, and they got sent to, okay, so let's log out and let's test. Let's do one test with a different email address here. So let's go back to posts 11. And okay, so the original was written by CJAV Dev. Now, if we reply to this one and say like, from address looks great, I would expect that submitting this sends an email to Wave at CJAV Dev, but let's just see if we got our logic right. Okay. And no email was opened. No email was opened. So I think we got that wrong, actually. So let's go to our comments controller here. And so we're looking at the post. So we either need to look at the author of the post if it's a top level comment, or we need to look at the author of the parent if it's a parent comment. And maybe we want to send this new comment message to both. Right? So like if this is a comment directly on the post, we probably want to tell the post author, but we probably also want to tell the comment author. So maybe we want to say something like if at comment.parent. So if there's a parent, parent.user is another author. Parent comment author. Maybe this one is like the post author. And we'll just send two separate emails, but they're going to be the same, basically the same content. And then here we'll say parent comment, if the parent comment author does not equal the comment author, then we'll send it to the parent comment author. Okay, so we've got this one. This is like send email to the original post author. And this one is if this is a reply, send an email to the OG comment author. Okay, let's see if that works. So we'll refresh the page here. And we'll say that we want to reply to this one again. Say like from address looks great again. And then we say submit. And undefined local or variable or method parent. This should be at comment.parent. Refresh, boom. Okay, from address looks great. Again, okay, so I think this is now working as expected, and it did go to Wave at CJavDev, which was the author, I think, of the parent comment. Yes, okay, cool. All right, so that is how we might send email as the result of receiving a comment on our post. Thanks so much for watching. I think in the next one, we might try to handle ingesting those inbound emails that are just directly in response to those messages. So thanks so much for watching, and we'll see you in the next one.